How's it going, everybody? I'm Brian from I1Tesla, and today we're going to test out AutoPilot in the Model 3 with version 9. Last week I did a video about the Model S with version 9 and how it did on side roads. I'm going to kind of do the same thing so you guys can get an idea. So you can see the difference between the Model S, which has 2.0 hardware, and the Model 3, of course, has 2.5 AutoPilot hardware. So, we're going to test those out. It's a nice, bright, sunny day. It's a little windy, but not too bad. I'm going to send the drone up just like I did on the other one, and we're going to track it down that back road. It's that windy road right there. I'm gonna track it down there, and then I'm gonna go to some spots on the road that I noticed that the Model S had trouble with. It did get better over time, and they are side roads. Technically, the AutoPilot is for the highway. It was working really good before, so why not work good this time? So we're gonna test those things out. But before we do that, someone told me in the comments a little Easter egg for the telephone. A little Easter egg for the telephone. This probably should work for the Model S as well. If you hold your finger down on it, it changes the name. Kind of stupid, but if they had time to do that, why didn't they fix it? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Let's go throw the drone up in the air. All right, once again, we are off. The drone is tracking us. We're gonna go on this same road as before. And we're going to get into AutoPilot here in a second, as soon as it pops up. All right. I also have a camera on the front fender as well. I'm going to lower the speed to 30 miles an hour, because that's what I've been able to do it through here before. So we're going to be driving through here, and you see it's already crossing over the line. There's a lot of cars here. Jeez. That was really close to that. But, a little out of control, but not too bad through here. That's a sharp turn though, and now coming up there's another sharp turn. It usually slows down through here to about 26 miles an hour. It's going a little crazy, but there is some shadows as well. Not too bad, actually. It's done worse before. What was that road that I go on a lot to test? I tested it with the Model S, and Bob was able to do it without running off the road or crossing over the line too much. The Model S, I think, did it worse than this at 30 miles an hour. I can't remember if I did a 25 through the Model S or not, but this car always did it better. When I was driving the Model S, you might remember the red hands popped up and it tried to run me off the road. So I'm going to drive up and down this road a few times and see if it gets any better, see if it changes. I do take this road to take my kids to school, so I am on it quite often, and I do use AutoPilot. The speed limit's 45 miles an hour through here, so it allows me to go 50 miles an hour. I've got a camera on the fender, so we'll be able to see if it swerves off to the right, off the road, or to oncoming traffic, which it wanted to do this morning. So let's get going. All right, we're on the road. We're almost up to the turn. I'm gonna turn this camera around, and I have the camera on the fender as well. It actually, holy shit. Well, it actually drove across the lane. What the? All right, it actually drove across the lane and went on the other side and engaged in AutoPilot on the other side. I didn't do a thing there. Thank God there wasn't any cars coming, and thankfully I was paying attention. That's the first time that happened. There was no cars coming, so I did not give it any force to actually resist going across there, but what the F, man. Let's try it again. I turned around, and we're gonna go back the opposite way, or we're gonna go back through there and see if it does it on the way back going the opposite way, see if it changes anything. I've never had an issue going this way there. Here is the intersection right here. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. It's weird. weird that it does it one way but not the other way. Once again, hopefully there's no cars coming up here. It's not this intersection, but as we go around, it's not really an intersection, it's just a road on that side. Awesome, no cars coming. Let's see what it does again. It corrects itself. It went across the line, but then it corrected itself. So it's figuring out that there's a double solid line there. It shouldn't go over that. It's corrected itself one time. Let's see if it does any better. Okay, third time's the charm. Close. That actually corrected itself. I'm not taking over. That's pretty wild. I'm right in the middle of the road. That's pretty messed up. I'm right in the middle of the road. It corrected itself. It should know that it corrected itself. It's in the lane. I pulled off to the side of the road to take all that in. So let's really grasp what happened there. The first time, it veered off into oncoming traffic. Luckily, there was no cars coming. It locked down to autopilot and stayed in that lane. If I was asleep, it would have just stayed in that lane and continued on. Second time, it veered over the line, but then corrected itself from going left into oncoming traffic and brought itself back into the lane, which was good. It showed that it was learning. And when I say learning, I know a lot of you guys get pissed off when I say learning. I'm saying the cameras are adjusting themselves to figuring out where the cameras are, what the cameras are seeing. The computers are understanding that. So that is a type of learning. That's what I mean by that. I'm not saying there's AI in this thing and it's learning what your name is and all this other crap. The third time, it went right to go off the road, threw the red hands up, and then said take over. Although it actually threw itself back in the lane and then went to a complete stop because I did not do anything. Since it threw itself back in the lane, I figured let's see what happens. There was no one else on the road, and I could have just grabbed the wheel at any point in time. There was no one behind me and no one coming towards me. So really weird how that's set up, how this is working right now, how it's figuring things out. I've driven a little bit on autopilot on this. On the highway, it's really good. I actually drove quite a bit of distance on the highway, and autopilot's amazing on the highway. Nothing really changed for this. But you see there's still some spots that there's some issues. And with that throwing up the red hands like that, that is actually going to trigger a response from Tesla for that spot. And I know this is not designed for these type of roads. This is designed for the highway. I am testing it on this. As you guys know, I push my car to the limits. I push autopilot to the limits because I want it to get better. I want it to be better for everyone. I want it to be better for you guys and for me. I'm a little selfish like that. I want it better for me. I want it to get better for my wife. So when she's driving to work, it's awesome. Little crazy video. Wasn't expecting that ending. Leave your thoughts in the comments below what you think. If you think I'm an idiot for doing this, if you think I'm doing the right thing by testing this and making it better for everyone, if you think you're in the market for a Model S or Model X or Model 3, any Model 3, use my referral code. It helps out the channel. My referral link is down below. Get yourself $100 towards supercharging. And don't forget the link down below for Abstract Ocean. Get those accessories. I know a lot of you got your Model 3s. There's a lot of things that you need to protect the car with. A lot of great features like this tempered glass screen protector, the ambient lighting. If you want the Tesla letters on the back, like I have on the back of my car, all that stuff's at Abstract Ocean. Use my code, you get 15% off on your first order. As always, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it, join our Facebook page. After all that, if you feel the need to help out even more, I do have a Patreon page. I have a lot of Patreons, and you guys have actually helped me with my garage and some new camera equipment. I got a new camera coming tomorrow, which is going to be really cool. I'm excited to see that. I'm going to be able to use that on our trip next weekend up to the mountains up in Boone, North Carolina. Leaves everywhere. It's going to be beautiful. There's over 70 cars. That's going to be insane. And of course, I'm going to videotape it. It's going to be so much. I'm probably going to have like 3 days worth of videos. So it's going to be amazing. Stay awesome, stay positive, and I'll catch you on the next one.